The main event, co-main event, and feature fight of UFC 322 have just been released. Dana just hopped on a live. We're going to get into this video. We're going to get into each fight. I'm going to give you a quick pick for each single one. Before we go ahead and get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into this video, boys. We will start with the feature fight of Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates, the feature fight of UFC 322. We knew this was going to be a potential matchup. Prates called out for Leon to fight in UFC Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but that's a bit too short notice for Leon Edwards. Obviously, he needs his time. But Leon Edwards is coming back facing Carlos Prates in a feature fight of UFC 322, and this is a good fight. This is a good matchup. I think this is going to be a fun fight. Even though Leon Edwards isn't the most exciting fighter, I think it's going to be a good fight. Carlos Prates makes fights. He brings fights to you, and I think Leon Edwards is actually going to have to engage here if he doesn't just decide to grapple, which is definitely a possibility. He might just decide to grapple, but I expect Carlos Prates to be training his grappling defense the entirety of this fight, and I think he's the better striker than Leon Edwards. So we will really see, is Leon Edwards washed? Does he still have a chance to stay in the top 5, or is he going to get squashed by Carlos Prates? We will see. Prates is coming off of a nasty spinning elbow knockout over Jeff Neal. He lost to Ian Gary before that, but this is a good matchup, and I think it's a good possibility for Leon Edwards to bounce back, but it's also a good chance for Carlos Prates to get either a crazy highlight reel or get in the top 5, get a decision win. I could definitely see him getting a decision win over Leon Edwards, just outvoluming him for the 3 rounds. But I hope this is a 5-rounder. I doubt it will be. Let's be honest, it probably won't be. But this is definitely the feature fight of UFC 322. At least that's what I believe it'll be. But it's a great matchup. Absolute banger. Glad Carlos Prates is getting that jump up, and he deserves it, honestly. He's been very active, been fighting a lot. He had a close one with Ian Gary, even though he lost the first few rounds. He won round 4, round 5. So I think he deserves this against Leon Edwards, who needs a win, who needs to give an up-and-comer their chance, at getting into the top 5. So great matchup as the feature fight. Early pick, I'm gonna lean on Carlos Prates for now. I think, just because of the fact that I think Leon Edwards is washed. I do think he's washed. Fluke head kick over Kamaru Usman. No, I'm just kidding. But I think he's washed. After his run against Kamaru Usman, beating Kamaru Usman, rematching, fighting Colby, that was a completely different era. I don't think he beats any of the new guys of this era. He just got submitted by Sean Brady. Now, Sean Brady has a completely different style than Carlos Prates, but I think Prates is a very dangerous fighter for Leon Edwards, and it's going to be a tough one to see who wins. But I think Carlos Prates, rangier, longer, more dangerous, and as long as he can stay on the feet, doesn't get grappled by Leon Edwards, I think he wins. Leon does have some underrated grappling. He could take down Prates and just hold him down for 3 rounds or 5 rounds, whatever the case may be. But early pick, I'm going Carlos Prates by decision. I think Leon Edwards' chin is still quite good. He could get knocked out, though. He's getting older. He's taking a lot of beatings. We'll see. Early pick's going to be Carlos Prates, though. Moving on to the next fight, Zhang versus Shevchenko. Oh my goodness, this is a WMMA. This is a WMMA super fight. They finally made a WMMA super fight. They made a fight that people want to see. Shevchenko versus Zhang is a great fight. This is a great fight. Shevchenko's been on a run. She just got the belt back and then just beat a dangerous up-and-comer in Manon Fiorot. I watched that fight live. Wasn't the most entertaining fight, but still a win for Shevchenko, and she's had one of the better careers in WMMA. And obviously, Zhang Weili has had one of the best careers in WMMA. She's had the belt for a while. She's beaten the best competition. She's beat all the girls that she's had to beat. She just beat a dangerous Tatiana Suarez. And I was just talking, when I broke down that Shevchenko versus Fiora fight, I showed and I thought that fight was going to be played similar to how Weili versus Tatiana Suarez played out, where Zhang shut down an up-and-coming prospect who, hadn't seen the levels that there are. And Shevchenko did the same thing to Fiorot. So I think matching these two women up against each other is actually a great fight. And obviously, it is the co-main event, and some people don't like WMMA co-main events, but this one in particular, this is a super fight for WMMA, and it's actually a very important matchup. Belt versus belt, Shevchenko versus Zhang. This is a great fight. I'm very excited for this one, honestly. I hope it's fun. I really, really hope it's fun. I think Zhang Weili will make it fun. And Shevchenko, she is good. She's experienced. She's getting up there in age. So this might be one of her last fights. And we'll see who wins. Early pick, I'm going to go with Zhang Weili, even though I think she's the smaller woman, right? She's moving up. I'm going to go with Zhang Weili. I think she is the better fighter. I think skill for skill, Zhang Weili is the best WMMA fighter on the roster right now. I think she's the best one, pound for pound, number one. She should be at least. I think Shevchenko right now is pound for pound number one, but I think Weili should be pound for pound number one. She's the best. And I don't think Shevchenko's going to beat her. I think Shevchenko's a little bit past her prime. You know, she can still do well, but I think Weili's just going to be covering her in all aspects of the game, and I think she's going to be better. I think she's going to be the better striker. She'll have the grappling defense to fight Shevchenko, and she will get her grappling off and get takedowns and get dominant position, and I think it's going to be a fun scrap. Probably going to go the distance, but I'm going to go with Zhang Weili as the early pick, probably by decision, but I think she gets it done, man. Great fight nonetheless. Good co-main event. I like this one. Super fight in WMMA. We move on to the next fight, the main event of UFC 322. We saw this one coming, but Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev for the welterweight strap, for the welterweight belt. We knew this was coming, but it's just about time that we see the announcement. We got Islam versus JDM. I'm super hyped for this one. They got Islam in the old look with the red shorts on. I think that's his old picture. I think that's one of his old pictures before he won the belt, probably in 2021 that picture's from, unless it's a recent one, but I'm excited for this fight. I'm very excited for this fight. This is one of the better fights that we're going to see of the year. You know, Della Maddalena just got the belt against Bilal Muhammad. I watched him get that live. Was a great fight. He beat up Bilal for 5 rounds and beat Bilal at his own game. You know, he stuffed the takedowns, got back to his feet when he did get taken down, and he boxed Bilal's head off. So I'm very excited to see how Islam does against a boxer who has great takedown defense and who has great scrambles and is able to get back to his feet. It's going to be very difficult for Islam to sub Jack Della Maddalena. I think JDM is going to do very well in this fight. I'm going to give a breakdown further on when we're closer to this fight, but I do think JDM stands a solid chance to beat Islam Makhachev. Now, I do believe Islam will be the favorite, and I think he should be. You know, he's pound for pound number 2 now, I believe, number 2 or number 3. He's one of the best in the world. Hasn't lost in years and years and years. He's got great grappling. He's massive at 155, so at 170, I think he'll be suited well. But I think JDM has a great chance to win this fight. It's going to be a very tough pick when we get closer. Early pick, I'm going to go with Islam Makhachev just because of the game planning, because of the takedown threat, and because of the grappling advantage that Islam has. But JDM is going to be very underrated in this fight. He's got good boxing, like I said, good takedown defense, and he's got heart. He got serious heart. JDM has crazy heart. He will not give up on himself, and I don't think he's going to give up in this fight. So this is why this is a great matchup, a great main event for UFC 322 MSG. I'm super hyped for this one, boys. My early pick is going to be Islam Makhachev. I think he'll get it done by decision. I think this will be a similar fight to Volk versus Islam. I think we could see a very close decision where JDM makes it competitive. He gets back to his feet, but Islam just does a bit more. He controls the fight a bit more. He's pushing the pace a bit more, lands a bit more strikes, and surprisingly, he will surprise people with the striking. He'll do well against JDM, but I think it's going to be a close decision. I'm going to lean Islam Makhachev for the early pick, but I do see a possibility for JDM to get it done, and I hope he does, man. I really hope he does. But that is the entire breakdown of the 3 fights that we have right now for UFC 322 MSG, the main event, the co-main event, and the feature fight. I'm super hyped for this card. Great way to finish off the year almost. I don't think it's the final pay-per-view, but one of the last pay-per-views. I think the last one is 323, but MSG always has good cards, and this is no different, man. Great card. That's the entire video, boys. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop it down in the comments which fight you guys are most excited for, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you.